Happy Monday, Year 2, and we're back for another week of maths. And this week we are learning all about money. Money. Okay, so let's go back to my smart. Oh, too far. Right. I would like you to start off this lesson by doing some number formation. And this week it is the number 2. That's correct. And it says half a heart will never do. Slide to the right. That makes a 2. So I'm going to go over this again. Slide to the right. The half a heart will never do. Slide to the right. That makes a 2. Off you go. Have a practice of this at home or if you're at school in the classroom. Brilliant stuff. Did you have lots of fun practicing your 2s? It's always good for us to get our maths brains warmed up to start our lessons. So we're going to be looking at money this week, and we're going to explore when and why we use money and recognizing different coins. So why do we have money? What happens when you, what have I written underneath, give money? When do you use money? And do we use the same money all over the world? So pause the video now and have these discussions at home or at school. Brilliant. Okay, so money is how we exchange or swap goods and services. So we go to the shop and we hand over our money, and in return we can buy whatever's in the shop. Or we might have somebody that comes round to our house and does a job for us. So we might have an electrician that comes round to fix something to do in our house, the lighting or any of the electricity circuits, and we would pay for that service. The same with a plumber or a builder. I'm sure lots of you have seen those people in your houses at some point. I've currently paid for a decorator. Now, he can't work at the moment because of COVID, but I have paid for somebody to come into my flat and help me with my decorating. So it's not just things that we go into the shop and buy, it's all sorts of different services that we can also buy. And we don't just use money, do we? What have we got down here? I'm sure lots of you have seen your parents using these. They're bank account cards. And these little things here means that we can tap on the card machine and we can pay for our things with cards. So we do use money and cash a little less nowadays. So we can use a bank card to pay and the money comes out of a bank account. So you don't physically see the money, but it's being held somewhere. And when we tap our card on the machine, the money will ping over to that shop or whatever we're paying for. Okay. I hope you had lots of discussions. Now, throughout this week, I would like you to practice either at home if you've got any pretend money and you can make your own little shop. It'd be great if any of you could make up some cakes or some lemonade and sell them to your parents. So try and have lots of fun with that. Or if you want to, you can go to a shop. Now, we have to be careful at the moment because where possible with COVID, shops are asking for a preferred payment as card, because we're not having to physically hand over money and there's lots of touching. So your grown-ups might not be comfortable with you doing this, but you could always count the money into your grown-up's hand and they can hand it to the shopkeeper. But it'd be fab if any of you go to the shop this week and buy any healthy snacks or sweets if you're lucky, and have a practice at counting out the correct amount of change or correct amount of money to buy that thing. Because I think with all these things that we're doing in maths at the moment, it's practice at home. Right, so let's talk about the coins. So in my purse are all different coins. What coins do you think I have? And I've put show me. So if your grown-ups have got any change at home, or if you're in the classroom at school, because we've got our pretend money, I want you to pause this video now and go and find all of the different coins. I hope it's not too noisy in the background. They're just coming back in from PE because it's just started to really rain. So they've got a little bit wet. Anyway, so if you would like to pause the video now and just see if you can go and find all of the different coins that you think there are. Brilliant. So shall I see what is underneath my purse? Oh, what have I got? Does anybody know what this one is? Let's move them out. Let's move my cursor a bit more away. Okay, so I have got a 20p coin. I've got anybody know what that one is? 50p. This one's a bit more tricky. These two are, because they're not as obvious. This is a £1 coin. So two 50p's going to £1. And that's almost like saying there's 100 pennies. So it's an equivalent. It's the same as 100 pennies. We've got a £2 coin. If this is 100, this would be 200, because this is £2. So it's almost like the same as 200 pennies. We've got 1p, so just 1p, like our 1 Dean or our 1 Numicon piece. 2p, like 2 Deans, 2 1 Deans, or a 2 Numicon piece, and 5p. Now, I think on my next slide, I've got all of them. Now, what I want you to do, did you come up with the same coins as I have? Did you manage to find them all? And I want you to talk in your classrooms or at home about the size, the shape, the colour, how many edges has it got? Let's think about our shape that we did the other week. And can you order them from lowest to highest? So in terms of their value, what they're worth, can you order them from lowest to highest? So pause the video now and then we'll come back and we'll do this together. Excellent. Lots of mathematical talk going on there. And I like the way that some of you are talking about the edges that a 20p and a 50p coin have got. So what we're going to do is we're going to order them from lowest to highest. And if you notice when I'm ordering them, what comes next? We've got our 5p. Who can tell me something? Now our £2 goes at the end, so I'm just going to pop it there. Oh, can I move them all on? No, let's try and move them on this die, because then it's easier. The tricky thing about money, who would like to tell me something that they notice, or tell their grown up at home, tell somebody next to them in the classroom? You're quite right. The tricky thing with money is that some of these are larger sizes. So for example, the 2p coin is worth a lot less than this 5p, okay, or this 20p. So that's only the equivalent to 2 Numicon or 2 Deans. So if I was to draw it above, like we do sometimes in maths, I would only have 2 ones. Whereas this one is actually worth a lot more, our 5p coin, because this one is worth 5 ones. But this one is a lot bigger in terms of size as a coin. It's a lot bigger. And that's why sometimes with money, it can be a bit tricky. Because you think some of the bigger coins ought to be worth more, but they're not. So don't let it trick you. This 2p coin is actually worth so much less than this 20p or our pound coin. Who can remember what the pound coin is the equivalent to? Yes, it's equivalent to 100p, but we write it like this as a pound symbol. This is £1 and this is £2. So don't let money trick you, because it can be a little bit tricky. Let's move on. So your task today to go away and think about, you've got a little task here from Anika, and she says all coins are round. Do you agree with Anika? Prove it. So you might want to stick this problem, it will be attached to your timetable, on a bit of paper and write some sentences and maybe draw around some coins to prove it, about whether you agree with her or not. Over here on the right hand side, we've got a worksheet, and what you're going to need to do is go through your coins and place them over the right one. Okay, so you're going to need to see which one fits, and then you need to label them. So which is the 1p coin, which is the 10p coin, which is the 5p coin, and you can colour them in because they're not all the same colour. All the coins are different tones and colours. And then what you need to do next to each one is you need to draw the value. So for example, if it was a 20p coin, I would have 2 groups of 10, and we draw the lines for the groups of 10 like we would with the Deans. If it's a 1p coin, then you would just draw 1, 1 because it's worth 1. Okay, so what you're going to do is have a go at matching the coins, labeling them, and then drawing the value. Can't wait to see all of these posted on Class Dojo. You've all been doing amazing maths. I look forward to seeing it, and I'll see you tomorrow for more money. Bye.